there's nobody you saw who you won't be seeing again in some manner or the other. I can't tell you in what, where, how, whatever, but
now there's Tiger 3. What side of
I
Tiger
can't
you
talk
plan?
about that at all, because that is fully what Manish and Adi sir have done there.
Yeah. It's there.
The idea is to have a set of adventures of characters who we've already created, which would be Tiger, which should be Kabir, which would be Pathaan, which should be Zoya, which would be Rubai. You don't have to be restricted in the genre by spectacle every time or blockbuster every time or huge. You can also make a small intimate spy film.
What's happening with War 2? There's so much anticipation for return
It's
of
going
Kabir.
on.
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us Shridhar Raghavan with us. Welcome to Pinkvilla, sir. It's lovely having you
Thank
here.
you. Same, absolute pleasure being here.
Congratulations on Pathaan firstly.
Thank you.
Did you expect this sort of euphoria when you were making the film or when you were seeing it in the post-production stage?
Hoped is the better word.
Yeah.
We wanted this kind of euphoria. No, expectation, I think this has surpassed all of our expectations in a certain manner, but in a great way. You feel terrific and awesome. I mean, who wouldn't like to be associated, even a small manner, with a blockbuster? It's like awesome.
But sir, you wrote War and then a Pathaan. How was it for you to give distinct identity to the two films, the characters in there?
It's not just War and Pathaan. Before me, there is already Tiger 1, Tiger 2.
Yeah.
So, I'll give you a different example here.
Yeah.
You like the Bond films?
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, you've got Sean Connery playing it, you've got George Lazenby playing it, you've got Roger Moore playing it, you've got Daniel Craig who comes in and does something else. 4 ways to interpret
Bond.
the same character.
Yeah.
So, imagine if you're not even stuck with any restriction that is the same character and you're just creating great spies, great agents. You can play with all kind of things. You make one vulnerable, you make one laconic and funny.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play around with that. You make one colder and tougher. So, see, we are playing with all those sort of
characters.
Yeah. And it would be a bit ridiculous if I took the credit for most of it, or I can take credit for part of it, because these characters were created and designed in conjunction with the producer, who's also a writer, Aditya Chopra, sir, then Sid. So there's a lot of to and fro happening, and making sure that there is no, by mistake, mingling. But they're all different personalities. It's all different personalities. It's like if you have, I'm not sure if you, I mean, if you have siblings.
Yeah.
So you'll have a brother who's different from the other brother. It's not that hard writing different characters.
When you wrote a Kabir and a Pathaan,
did
Kabir come first and then Hrithik Roshan? Did Pathaan come first and then Shah Rukh, or was it the other way around? Or?
I think they all came first before me. as a writer. So I'll be very honest, because see, when War came, actually Sid and Aditya came to me with a story they had in mind. And they asked me to write the screenplay. They had a character in mind, they had a story in mind, So I was given the job of rooting it, making it fit into this world and giving it a bit more depth, etc. and stuff like that. But they existed before, in the heads of Sid and Aditya. So I took it ahead from there. So I think I actually came in with like a full ready plate with a great cast, a great producer, a damn good director, friend, everybody out there. And I just had to sit and make sure that I didn't screw up on the screenplay.
Same happened with Pathaan as well. They had
in Pathaan, it was slightly, see, in War, I think they came to me with a lot more story. Here, it was like the ideas of, because we already now had a comfort factor of working together for a few years. Sid and me have been friends for a long time. I have not worked with YRF before War as such, but in the course of the making of War, a certain comfort factor came in. So now we were brainstorming ideas, things that Aditya wanted to do. Sid had some plot ideas, Aditya had character ideas. We brainstormed and said, okay, where can we go with this? And wrote multiple drafts of story, multiple drafts of outlines, multiple drafts of scripts, and came to something which we said, this is fun. Then Shah Rukh sir came in, he heard it, he had a lot of fabulous ideas. He had a lot of interesting, see, he loves the action genre. He is like, he really knows the genre inside out. He's a fan of the genre, let's put it that way. So when we were discussing it, he had a lot of points of view, ideas, character, vulnerability, how we can play it. So there was a lot of to and fro happening in all this. So it wasn't just me sitting in some...
It's a collaborative,
This business is collaborative. Anybody who says otherwise is, I don't know, maybe not fully... No, the truth is this business is collaborative. There is no question about it. this business has cameramen, this business has editors, this business has, we have a whole lot of, we have a crew of 200, 250, lots of us who get together and work on it.
But do you remember your first reaction when Aditya Chopra told you about his idea of, spinning this spy universe?
I was fascinated because in retrospect, they might sound like, oh, vision, this and that, but he had a design in mind. He had something larger in mind. I came in as the writer of war, screenplay writer of war, for a story that Sid and Aditya had done. In Pathaan, my collaboration was way more. I was there right from the beginning. I didn't see the design that he had kind of already had in mind, because he knew exactly what he was creating, and we've been talking for the last now 2-3 years. See, remember one thing, Pathaan was written 2.5-3 years ago. It was written pre-COVID. So in that we did Tiger. We're working on other scripts, other things. So if there is any element of a larger planning to it, I would give full credit actually to him. I'm helping him take the design ahead, but the design is there in his head. He's the one who came up with the idea of a universe, not me.
Of course, but you are the mentor of this entire universe. So what vision?
Mentor? I love it. I feel like
because you are involved in
character. I'm just a writer. I'm a cocky writer, and I'm a guy who's working on this. And tomorrow there'll be 5 other writers, and you'll be having the same question with them. कि आपने एक design किया है, अगर वो पागल है, he'll say हाँ मैंने ये किया, मैंने नहीं किया ना इसने किया.
But what vision do you have for this? As a since you, like you said, you are working on multiple aspects of the universe. So what vision do you as a screenplay writer have for?
The idea is to have a set of adventures of characters who we've already created. Which would be Tiger, which should be Kabir, which should be Pathaan, which should be Zoya, which should be Rubai. There are a lot of characters we've created. The idea is to create even further characters. The idea is to go back, and you might think this character is done and dusted, over and done with, but we've got a couple of surprises there in terms of what we intend to do with some characters you saw in some earlier stuff, and we just want to have fun with these guys there. It's like, I'm saying, once you create lots of characters, you play them off, you play around with them, you have fun with them. And look, the genre, you don't have to be restricted in the genre by spectacle every time, or blockbuster every time, or huge. You can also make a small, intimate spy film. You can also make a thrilling, gritty spy film. You can make a grand, lavish, spectacle spy film. Language is no barrier. I mean, all spies don't have to come only from Delhi and Bombay. You can have across the country. The sky is your limit. I mean, I think this thing that Aditya is creating will go way beyond me and beyond a couple of writers like me, and it's fun to be part of it. In this current phase, I'm involved. I'd like to be involved down the line in a few more things. If tomorrow we find some other writers who are doing a deadlier job, a fun job, it'll be great fun to bring them in. It's like,
correct.
And I don't take myself too seriously, so I hope I don't ever sound like I am. So.
But you just mentioned about playing around with the characters. On whenever a film which is in a universe releases, it happens with Marvel as well. There are a lot of fan theories which come on the social media,
which are great fun.
Right now, there are so many people who are speaking about the character of Jim, because there is
he's
reference.
Cool,
yeah, he's very cool, and there are references to Jim being Kabir's friend. Do you think that has a potential of a backstory, because there's so much left unexplored?
Oh, there are solid backstories. I can't tell you too much about the backstories because those are already in development and stuff like that. But there's a lot. See, let me put it this way: there's nobody you saw who you won't be seeing again in some manner or the other. I can't tell you in what, where, how, whatever. But I mean. There are characters, and we will be playing around with a lot of them. See, it's film, we can go back, we can tell stories set in this, we can tell, and you don't even completely, we can't rule anything out. So, fan theories are great fun. I love reading fan theories. I mean, I enjoy some of them, and some of them are better than me as writers. So it's like super fun.
Them? I remember this SS Rajamouli once said that
it would be really hard because it just came out two days back.
No, I'm saying in general, are you open to incorporate them? I remember Rajamouli once said that he was reading all the fan theories for Katappa ne Bahubali ko kyun mara.
See, Rajamouli, Shankar sir, all these people, where they've reached, Who am I to sit and incorporate fan theories? I'm trying to create theories of my own. And I honestly try and stay off the net as much as possible. But I don't know, incorporate fan theories. I'm sure if it's a great theory, I've never even thought about it that way. So that's the reason I'm a bit unsure how to answer that.
And if you look at the spy universe,
I've not really had a hit like this before.
War.
So it's not, I've had war, I've had this, but I'm saying the last 2 years or the last 3 years are not, after that I don't know. All we're trying to do is excite ourselves and, okay, what can we do with Kabir now? What can we do with Tiger now? I'm sure if I go online, there must be 5 million versions of what the next Tiger film should be. Tiger 12, Tiger 15. I haven't gone there yet. I haven't gone into that thing yet. Pathaan, I read this recently because somebody said there should be a backstory of this. There should be a this of this. I said, yeah, that's cool. But honestly, it's not factored in yet.
Correct. If you look at the spy universe, it has a Kabir, Tiger and Pathaan, Zoya, Rubai. Do you think there's a scope for young energy to also enter?
Yeah, definitely. That's all part of the larger picture.
Because that's something which I think towards the end of Pathaan, the Joker squad, which is there. You leave it with a hope ke koi aur.
There are lots of other characters coming in. See, the whole idea of what Aditya calls the universe is the idea that we are not limited in what we intend to do in the future or in the past. So there are a lot of other characters he's planning, we're planning, we're in discussion on. But again, it's it's honestly too early to talk and stuff.
You're writing Tiger 3 as well, the next one.
Written.
It's already written. It's already done. It's already been shot. What can we expect from that film? Because Tiger is already a character which has been established over the last 2 films. So
more and better of what you liked in 1 and 2. I think fans would like it, and I think it's a rock solid good.
Just the way you're speaking of Bond films, Kabir interpreted Tiger in a certain way.
Kabir, once again,
Kabir Khan ek tha Tiger.
Kabir as in, I was thinking Hrithik interpreted Tiger. I was trying to understand, we've gone into
not the alternate
Spider-Verse.
Kabir Khan interpreted Tiger in a certain way. He was slightly sleek and romantic. Then Ali Abbas Zafar came in Tiger Zinda and made it very intense. What side of, in Pathaan we got to see a very sarcastic side of Tiger. Like mouthing those one-liners.
Laconic, sardonic, funny. And
now there's Tiger 3. What side of Tiger
I can't talk about that at all, because that is fully what Manish and Adi sir have done there. See, when you saw Tiger 1 and Tiger 2, for you it was the same person. No? Personality wise. It didn't feel like, wo koi aur tha, ye koi aur hai. This is a continuation of that. You'll get a sense, we've stuck to a unity, and yet we brought in a lot of new stuff, which I think would work. I think Aditya would personally kill me if I even talk more about this. Even if Aditya doesn't, she will.
You spoke about moving on to other scripts. What's your plan like as a writer going forward in terms of what are you working on?
Plan?
I mean, what have you developed? What are you planning?
We are developing this universe for the time being. We have a few films in mind. Aditya has a few films in mind. I'm trying to write. I'm not writing all of them. Let's be very clear on that also. I'm involved in all of them in some manner. Some I might be mentoring, some I might be working with an interesting writer who's like, oh wow, that person can bring something to the table that I can't. Some I'm writing. So this is my life here. It's some of those hopefully will do well, some will do extremely well, and hopefully in the course of it I'll also interact with a lot of people I get along with, and we're always looking for somebody interesting who will suddenly have, I mean, it's an ecosystem, it's not one person. So I'm involved in that ecosystem. I'm just caught up with that. I'm sitting with Aditya and we're trying to design and figure out where we go and what all we do, and trying to see what of his ideas I can develop and what I'm capable of developing.
And Shah Rukh sir, he took a 4-year break and now he's back with a bang with Pathaan. What are the conversations you had with him, if any, after the release?
No, I must meet him or request to meet him and say, I need that one story which I can quote. I don't really have that story. He's just been terrific working with. He has this, I don't have any story or anything. He's just a terrific person. So, when you're discussing a story, a script, you don't feel any sense of you're talking up to, or it's just very, very normal, and I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could answer that with a great one line or something. maybe I'll come back to it and think of a terrific story. No, I think I'm just glad that we managed to do justice to the star and the actor. We've seen, if you remember, I told you a while back that I used to assist Kundan Shah.
Yeah.
So I started assisting Kundan right after Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na.
Oh, okay.
And I have actually first time met Shah Rukh Khan, sir, not in person. I used to be a journalist. Okay. I was working in the Indian Express Group. There was a magazine called Gentleman, which also owned a magazine called TV and Video World. So a young man walked in who was promoting a show called Fauji. And he had come for that interview, and I was sitting across, and I was a political or a crime beat reporter. I used to write on the police and crime, and I was looking at this boy, and I was fascinated. Yeah. And then later, a few years later, when I started assisting Kundan Shah, who's my mentor, he had just done Kabir and Pathaan, which I love. Yeah. I love the role of that thing. Yeah. So there is somebody you've seen from growing up in a certain manner, almost like a contemporary, because it's 30 years of. If it's 30 years of his life, it's 30 years of my life also. Then you've seen films like Dar. You've seen films where are larger than life, Bazigar, Dar. I can go on and on, Veer Zara. And then suddenly you're told you have to write a film for this person. And it's intimidating in its own way because you want to be able to live up to the body of work they've done and be continuing in that and not like bring it down a notch. But that for every writer, for every director is always the challenge. If you're getting to work with Mr. Bachchan Saab, it's like, wow, how do you use this opportunity and do something which makes him also say, yeah, this was different, this was fun. Yeah. With the best of stars and actors, you get that feeling. So with him, it was that. I'm just really happy that the film connected to the audience. Yeah. The numbers, honestly, I don't understand. I'm not a trade guy. I'm ridiculously bad at any of this stuff. But what I do know is an audience connect, because when I see it in the theaters and I see people cheering when he enters and they're smiling and they're laughing, I'm like, somehow we pulled it off. He of course, would pull it off, and we managed to make it work. And that feels great. But 1/5 millionth of the credit to me, because there's a big team involved. So.
You know, we saw a crossover of Pathaan and Tiger in this one. They will be meeting again in Tiger 3 as well. Can we expect a proper crossover film between Pathaan and Tiger?
We can expect everything. I can't say what will actually happen. It's like, let me put it this way. If you have siblings, Diwali pe aap log miloge na, matlab. At some point you all will catch up. So I'm sure there'll be lots of combinations, permutations. Like I said, we will go back, we will go forward, we will go geographically where we want, we will cross over, we'll cross in, there'll be all of that. There'll be all of that. The idea is to have as much fun as we can with these sort of, so I don't remember in maths they have 3 raised to the power of 2 or 5 raised to the power of 3. As many permutations and combinations which will be fun and delightful for an audience member, because I write primarily as a guy sitting in the front. I think we all come from that. If we think this will be fun to do, I think we would wind up trying to do it.
Okay. What's happening with War 2? There's so much anticipation for return
it's
of
going
Kabir.
Oh, you know, the municipality has a lovely sign which I really love. It's one of my writing inspiration things. It says "Kaam chalu aahe." The English version is work in progress. So the whole of our life is a work in progress. There's lots of work going on in all these.
Perfect. And any last...
Sorry if I'm not able to answer with dignity and seriousness.
No, basically it's going on. It's going on. This is something which fascinates me personally. There is a character of Zoya in Tiger. There is Rubai over here. We have seen a crossover of male, like Pathaan, Tiger.
Like I said, everything.
But that is something, you know, that is something in Hindi film universes, it has always been a crossover of men so far in all. Can we expect?
I don't know how many universes we have, honestly, so it's unfair, I guess, on the other. I'm trying to remember the other Hindi film universes. We had a few.
But it has all been,
There are precedents and there are things we can do. What we've got is 2 deadly kick-ass characters. Why 2? I mean, there are so many. I mean, I was reading online, you're talking about fan theories earlier. Somebody wanted Dimple's backstory. I said, wow, that would be so cool. You know, a story of, I don't know. So I'm just saying, look, one thing we really attempted here was to try and make sure that you were enjoying all the characters. It wasn't male driven or this driven or anything like that. I think you'll see a lot more stuff happening which is kick-ass. But honestly, if you want to really know the details about the spy universe, you have to somehow find a way to get into Mr. Aditya Chopra's head. Because it's not, he's the one who knows exactly where the spy universe is going. And he has a lot of ideas. Some I'm developing, some I'm involved in, some other friends of mine are involved in.
Perfect.
But there's a lot of stuff happening there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It was lovely speaking to you, and wish you all the luck for all the spy universe.
Thank you. Could always use luck. I've never objected to it. Hi, this is Shridhar Raghavan. You're watching me on Pinkvilla. Thank you.